Edward J. Nelson here, your host of Belly Up to the Bar on the YouTube channel Entertainment for All Network. Hey, we got a meeting tonight and I'm just going to do a little surprise for everybody. I'm going to make a very non-traditional, Sicilian style pizza. I have a gluten-free crust that I'm going to be using, Bob's Red Mill. And when I top the crust, it's not going to be with spaghetti sauce, it's not going to be with cheese. I'm just going to be using chicken, mushrooms, and a special binder that you'll just have to watch and find out what's going on here. So this is going to be a special surprise, real simple. I'm going to put the crust together. I've got chicken thighs that I'm roasting for the topping, and I've got some great mushrooms that I found on sale. They're stuffing mushrooms, but I sliced them up so it's going to be like steak. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. So keep watching, find out what I'm going to do. Woohoo, we're going to have fun tonight. Okay, so for the crust, I've got the gluten-free pizza crust, Bob's Red Mill, which calls for 1.5 cups of warm water, the packet that's in there, the yeast packet, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. But I like to tweak things, so I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of hemp protein powder, also Bob's Red Mill, just a teaspoon of granulated garlic, and just a few twists of ground pepper. And that'll just bring out some really good flavor on this pizza crust. So let's combine these things and see how they work. In a large bowl, combine water and yeast. Let stand for a few minutes. Add oil and eggs and blend briefly. Add pizza dough mix, hemp powder, garlic, and cracked pepper. Mix until combined. Once it's combined, separate it in 2, cover it in plastic wrap, and let it sit and rise for 20 minutes. This is going to be a focaccia style bread kind of pizza, so I'm going to make a little topping. A few tablespoons of olive oil, and then a couple of bay leaves on medium heat. I like to microplane my garlic. It gets a garlic flavor really infused. There we go. Gonna let that sit. Saute just a little minute. Maybe add a little Himalayan salt. And then once the garlic sautés a little and infuses in the olive oil and the bay leaf, I will finish it off with some fresh squeezed lemon, just a half a lemon. So now we've got the garlic sautéing nicely in the olive oil. It's bubbling and gurgling, almost browning. Right before it turns brown, just add that lemon juice. Oh my gosh, smell-o-vision will come in so handy right now. Just stir that around. And let that simmer for a minute. I don't know if you can see it, but I also just microplaned some lemon zest in there. Just to give it a little more lemon flavor, a little fresher pop. And as you can see, the water's starting, the moisture from the lemon starting to cook out of there just nicely. So let's just give that another minute. And that will be our topping for the pizza dough, which is rising as we speak. Haha, covered in plastic, separated in 2. So it turns out this dough is a little difficult to handle. So what I did was I used parchment paper to flatten it and shape it. which really helps out a lot because then it doesn't stick to your hands or anything else. So actually that's looking like a decent pizza crust. Let's find out. And just before I bake it, I'm going to pour a little of my oil on there. Just a little bit. And spread it around. Just coat it real nice. This is what makes it focaccia style. You give it that nice oil, garlic, lemon oil glaze ahead of time. Yummy, yummy. All right, that's ready to go, and let's find out. Okay, that is supposed to bake 7 to 9 minutes, and that's pre-baking it. So this is just one of the pizza crusts. There's still another one that I'm shaping. All right, this bad boy is nice and bubbly and ready to come out of the oven. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, that looks beautiful. I'm gonna put that one in, and I'm gonna par bake him, and we'll come back and we'll top everything. But yeah, that just very nice. I have some chicken thighs that I'm going to bake skin on. I seasoned them lightly, and then I'm just going to put them in the oven, 350, until they're thoroughly cooked, nice and golden brown, and we'll use these on our pizza. All right, it does look like it's done. So we're going to take that out. Oh, look how nice and golden brown, and bubbly and juicy. So I'm going to let that cool completely before I cut it up, and I'm going to use that on the pizza also. Nice. I have these beautiful stuffing mushrooms I'm going to slice up nice and big to put on the pizza also. This will almost be like steak on the pizza. This will be great. I'm just going to give these guys a little drizzle of balsamic vinegar, just to give them a little more flavor. And then at the very end is when I salt them. You don't want to salt the mushrooms ahead of time because it'll just bring all the moisture out and you'll get rubbery mushrooms. That looks good. I have my nicely baked chicken thighs. I'll be removing the skins from those. And then I also have my wonderfully sliced and sauteed mushrooms. Oh my gosh, this is going to make a great topping. Hey guys, so now I have, let's see here, my pre-baked focaccia bread, which is from pizza dough, gluten-free pizza dough crust. My chopped up chicken thighs, my mushrooms, that's the secret ingredient, hang on there, and then I've got some oregano. So this is a take on a Sicilian style bread that would be baked in the oven, but the binding ingredient is the egg. So there are two trains of thought on this. My grandmother would break the egg on top of the bread and spread it around with a fork because she liked the separation of the yolk and the white. My mother would actually beat this until it was completely combined, and I kind of like a middle ground. So this is my secret binding ingredient, one egg, and I'm just gonna mix that up just a little bit like that so you still got a little bit of separation, and then bring this over. It starts sliding down, get it spread around there. Spread all over, because this is your cheese. This is what's keeping everything together. You're not using a sauce. So there you go. And oh, this is one of my favorite things. When my mom and my grandmother would make pizza or bread dough, they would make pizza with it. And if this happens, don't worry. Flip it back up there. It has a mind of its own when it's like this. And I think one egg may be a little too much for this. Anyway, it might help if we get our ingredients on. I've got my mushrooms. Pan, so I guess the egg stays in a little better. But, you know, don't worry. it's all going to cook up real nice. And I've got my chicken. Put some chicken on there. La, la, la. Nice big handful. Spread it around. Maybe if I can get that back up there. All right, so there you have. Pat it down in there. Make sure that it gets all mushed into the egg mixture. Don't worry if it goes around the edges, it will. But there you have a focaccia style, Sicilian style, traditional baked bread. So I'm going to pop that up in the oven. Oh yeah, also a little bit of oregano. I'm going to have to do that because I need 2 hands. So, I'm going to pop that in the oven and actually, no, I'm going to wait until my guests get here to pop that in the oven. 375. Oh, a lot to think about. Here it is with the oregano. I like to rub the oregano between my palms just to get the essential oils out. And now I'm going to pop this lovely thing into the oven. Okay, it looks like this bad boy is ready to come out of the oven. Okay, it's the litmus test. I have my samples for my guests. Woohoo! Let's go check it out. See what they think. Hey, so we're just going to do a little round robin, find out what people really think about this Bob's Red Mill pizza crust and what I did with it. Most, what I did with it, yeah. So, what did you think, Kathy?
I love the crust. I'm a bread kind of person. It was a really tasty crust. It was a nice combination, and it was something you can build off from. You can add more stuff to it too. So I thought it was really good. Yay!
Yay! Val, what did you think?
Oh, I really liked it also. The crust had a great flavor to it, but I really loved what you did on the top with adding the big chunks of like mushroom and chicken to it. That was great.
And then didn't you think there was something that I could have done?
Yeah, I think you could have added maybe a dipping sauce.
Excellent idea.
A ranch dressing, or maybe some cheese to the top, or cheese dip to the side.
Because the dipping sauces will give your guests who have different intolerances opportunities to explore different flavors. And Stephanie?
I'm on my second piece, which is not normal for me.
Right?
So it's
Yay.
really good, and I like the flavor of it. It's not too. Sometimes pizza crust can be a little bit on the bean flavor, and that one doesn't. So it's really good. I like it.
I did tweak it a little, so you'll see that in the video. So great. All around, Bob's Red Mill gluten-free pizza crust. Excellent, especially if you want to do like a focaccia bread. I thought it turned out great. So check us out, Entertainment for All Network on YouTube. Subscribe. And did you just fart, Patako?
Yes.
That's his compliment.
That's his. You farted in agreement. Did you like it? Yeah. We got 2 farts up from Patako.